Imagine having someone as popular as her who's like, oh yeah, I cut myself. Oh yeah, I'm addicted to painkillers. As they explained at the start of this episode, there's two sides, obsession and hatred. The obsessed fans are going to be like, well, if she can cut herself, I can cut myself. And then the people who hate her are probably going to try to kill her. This is just going to represent the most toxic version of society that we might even become should we not put a fucking stop to who we allow to have influence under the youth. So basically, society has reached Elon Musk levels of fucked up where everything is based around social statuses outside of our control. I don't think you're okay, girl. I think you're fucking mentally messed. You either get unhealthy obsession or unhealthy, I want to tear you down and kill you. Here's the thing, that's how social media is. It's just waiting for the next person to tear down, right? Whether deserving or not. Yup. So he doesn't understand consent. The fact that he gets too rough with her, she can't say no to him. This is getting dark. The way you can hear her saying no and trying to fight him off. And the music, this pleasant music, is overpowering. The fact that she has a bruised eye. Now, right now, killing sounds more like... Okay, see, I was going to say, right now, killing sounds more like you were going to kill her and followers. Now it... Okay. You know, when you hear Inspired by Serial Experiments Lane, you think, really? But, yeah, really. Those are some of my highlights. If you want to catch the full live reaction, head over to the Patreon. But we gotta jump into this. This is one of these shows that I totally expect we might be able to get a lot of people to check the first episode out, and they'll never check out more. And to be honest, that would be okay. Even if you don't have time to add this to your watch list, you have time for a single episode. And usually watching one episode of something, that's going to feel unfulfilling, not here. Imagine Serial Experiments Lane meets a Shaft anime. Like, imagine if Shaft tried to make Serial Experiments Lane. And the punchline of the story here is what happens to a world that is so overly dictated on popularity points via the internet, via your followers, and all these bullshit stats that people put so much value that influencers and influencers without morals become such the standard that you can have streamers like, oh my god, Kawaii Angel, who either has the most toxic positive fan base or the most toxic negative fan base. Half of the world wants her dead and the other half wants to blindly follow her. So when she has crash out streams where she overdoses, self-harms, and does vile things, it just increases her popularity, and the people who blindly follow her will say, well, I'm going to do that too. You want to see a story that tackles rape, abuse, neglect, addiction, and everything else, and the people who have all these young, impressionable people, or hell, some of them aren't even young, they're full grown-ass adults but have nothing going on in their life. They're like, well, if they get popular being a piece of shit, why can't I? Why do I have to change? Why do I have to better myself when the people online are horrible? We're dealing with a show that is not going to hide away from its addiction, its struggles, that people hurt themselves just to feel things. And when I first saw this scene in particular, I was like, damn, okay. But, you know, it's probably not going to be, like, thrown into the face of, like, the streamer's audience. No, but she does. This is such a toxic fucking show. And I think, in a way, it's almost supposed to be like a warning. And if you think about Serial Experiments Lane, there's a lot of interpretation about that series. And to me, I've always kind of took at it as, in a way, a warning about technology, could also say. But I feel like the purpose of this show is really taking a look at our own society and how some of the richest people on the planet are streamers without morals that will do the worst things. Like, how many times do you load up Reddit and no matter how much I fucking say don't recommend me fucking live stream fails, it still pops up on my homepage. And yet again, another fucking streamer is looking at their fucking phone, driving at obnoxious speeds, getting into car crashes. All for their impressionable audience to say W in the chat. We have a society that's a mixture of good, bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the mid. But yeah, I mean, at the rate we have went as a society, it does feel like we are putting more and more power in the hands of people who, prior to getting that power, it's like almost like saying, you can be president of the world after literally never having to even have influence over your household. Like, it's a recipe for disaster, right? And I mean, on one hand, I kind of understand where this girl's coming from. She's like, hey, you know, people like me, people hate me, is what it is. I'm gonna live my life and do what I want. I'm gonna show the good and the bad of the world. And in a way, I can kind of respect that. But once you really start listening to what she's saying, it's fucking toxic. She's like, oh yeah, you know, I live stream my crash out, my addiction, my relapse, my self-harm. It's fine because that's not good. Because I really like the beginning of this episode because they talk about the fact that, like, yeah, you know, in this world, people like her, either it's toxic positivity to the point of obsession. If she told you to jump off a building, majority of her fan base would probably do it. But then the other half want her unironically dead. And if you think about the internet as a whole, everyone has done it. Anyone who says they haven't done this is just ignorant to their own truth. Everyone gets something out of a thrill of tearing someone down that they think deserves it. We can all think of a singular person, minimum, that we're like, oh, if a bad thing happened to them because of A, B, and C, we would be happy. But there's varying levels. There are people who unironically chase after the high, and they don't actually care about the thing they did bad. They just want to tear people down. So there's that side too. This is a very fucked up environment. And it's basically our own world, potentially in a handful of years, depending on how things go. Or it's a warning of what our future could be if we don't change it. Now, I don't think this anime is going to overly change the course of human civilization, but I do respect a show that can lay it out like this and basically show us a Black Mirror-style story. Fuck. The hardest part to watch of the episode, we didn't physically see penetration or anything, but the boyfriend of this girl rapes her. She repeatedly says, no, I don't want this. You can hear the trembling in her voice, and he's like, just doesn't care. And then later in the episode, you see him just laying on top of her with his pants down. It's a very troubling scene, and I think the way they directed it was just, it was too real. It made you feel like you were the woman in question, because you have this like peaceful music, tranquil, classic music playing, because his headphones rip out of the computer. You hear her trembling voice repeatedly saying no, and he disregards it because of his own needs. This is what I mean about this show, right? I haven't seen enough to really know, is there a story that's going to be coherent, that I'm going to see multiple character arcs? Probably, but at the same time, I could easily see how it loses the edge factor of this first episode, and I feel like it's convoluted. But I think even if the show goes off the rails here, the first episode almost is like a self-contained OVA that has my mind racing about our own future. And for that, I think it's a 10 out of 10 first episode worth watching. Future episodes will determine if it's actually a consistently good show worth watching. But hell, the remaining core of this show could be absolute dog shit, and I will look back fondly and feel like I had a complete experience because of this first episode. And you can't say that all too often. So please do yourself a favor if you haven't already. Check out episode 1. The visuals are a trip. It really does feel like Studio Shaft made it. There's multiple animation styles. There's even live action footage. It's such a visual trip, and the best way I can sum it up is it's like if Studio Shaft made Serial Experiments Lane set around influencers without morals. Really good stuff. Fucked up. Made me feel things. Maybe I'll get to a point where I'll feel like it's too real and I just don't want to watch more. But for now, I really respect this show and I can't recommend it enough. No one's going to care about it. Even if people hype up the first episode, no one will care about it after episode 1. So if you want videos on this one, do let me know. Might be a Sunday release, but I wanted to check out episode 1 on Saturday just because it is one of my most anticipated. But your thoughts down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell, and of course Patreon for live reactions will live over there, among other exclusives, because you know I gotta give those video shout outs to my patrons, because without them, you won't get these YouTube videos at all. Alright, so today we got Goron 201, Mary Lou, Angela, Sebastian Emile, Pacifist Gunslinger, Corefish, Kalad Joko, Mike Joe, and we also have Crazy Cards, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.